Students, page number 113 of module, students. There is an exercise and it has simply just two questions, students. I wanted to solve the first and the second question, students. Do you have your module in front of you, students? And please do solve on page number 113, question number 1 and question number 2. Since it's page number 113, the first question and the second question. Alicia, are you there? Alicia, are you there in the lectures? It seems that you're not there. Dave also. Students, tomorrow you have exam, students?
Yes, sir.
And what's the topic in physics, students?
Vectors, kinematics, NLM.
Okay. Vectors, calculus, kinematics, NLM. Oh. Okay, the first one he's saying it, the answer is absolutely correct. Okay. Smith has got the first answer, students. Dave, you were not there in the lectures. Why like that, Dave? The students, you want to practice some questions from the chapters which you have it tomorrow, students? Students? It says yes, sir. Probably you're only replying it. The rest of them doesn't want it. It seems like that. Smith says sure, sir. Okay. What about Ria, Ashmita, Mayank? Those who answer quite regularly. ओके, तो हम थोड़ा सा ये क्वेश्चंस करते स्टूडेंट्स, हम ये एक्सरसाइज एक कर लेते हैं स्टूडेंट्स. And then we go for the rest. Okay. Yes, anybody give me the answer? 113 students, question number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, bolo.
So in the first question, Vcom will be the displacement.
Okay.
So we will use the formula of mv v1 plus m2 v2 upon m1 plus m2.
Okay, to find out the velocity of center of mass for the first one.
Yes, sir. So
Okay,
both
so
will be at the same only. Because in the second, it is saying that it is in opposite direction, so it will be negative.
okay,
So it will be 1 into 2 plus 2 into minus 1.
2 into minus 1 because in the direction opposite, and the sum of
Yes, sir. 1 plus 2.
1 plus 2. So the velocity of center of mass will be 0.
Yes, sir. So
And
sir,
we
it will
want
be displacement. So it will be equal to displacement.
okay, and in time 1 second. Students, velocity of center of mass is the displacement of center of mass upon time taken. So the displacement of center of mass will be students velocity of center of mass into time. And this is 0 into 1 second. They've given you 1 second. Answer is 0. Absolutely correct, Smith. What about the second one? The second question. They've given you an inclined plane. Okay. And they've given you 60° and 30°. And there is a fixed pulley at the vertex of the inclined plane. And there is a string connected to both the inclined planes where you have two masses, A and B. Two blocks A and B of equal masses. Students, two blocks of equal masses are shown over here. So this is one block A. And there's another block B. Since both these are of same masses. Are placed on the inclined plane, students. And they've given you that is of equal masses are attached to a string passed over a smooth pulley fixed to a wedge as shown in the figure. Find the magnitude. Students, पूछा गया है find the magnitude and acceleration of center of mass of the two blocks. Find the magnitude and acceleration of center of mass. Students, find the magnitude and acceleration of center of mass of the two blocks when they are released from rest. So I want magnitude and magnitude of acceleration of center of mass. So acceleration of center of mass का magnitude चाहिए, students. When the two blocks are released. Neglecting friction. You don't have to neglect, you don't have to consider friction. Yes, anybody? Students are absent because tomorrow the exams are there. That's why they're practicing or what? Students? Is it? Because the strength
Don't
of
know,
this,
sir.
huh? ऐसा लग रहा है ना?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Because the strength of this match is 34-35. Yeah. Doesn't matter. हम लोग भी practice करेंगे. Don't worry. Okay, we'll do it. Don't worry. Please, students, anybody? Shall I solve it for you all, students? All students?
So should I try?
हाँ बोलो Smith.
Sir, in this we will take as A as an mg sine 30 degree I cap, and for B mg cos 30 degree J cap. So and then the acceleration of center of mass of two block we can write as A centimeter equals to ma vector AA plus mb vector AB equals to mg sine 30 plus mg sine 60 degree upon m plus m, which is given as 2. So it will be giving us g by 4 I cap plus root 3 g by 4 j cap. So that's why answer will be g by 2.
Don't you think so that the two accelerations are in the same direction? I और J लिया ना? हाँ?
Yes, sir.
Inclination के अंदर अगर ये body इस तरफ जा रहा है ना? Okay, that is the mass of the body into the acceleration possessed by the body.
Yes, sir.
Agree? That is A. So what exactly you have gone for? You have gone for the components in the horizontal direction. और क्या किया तूने? हाँ?
So yes, sir. I've gone with the components. So like
एक तो
we consider inclined surface as a wedge for x-axis and y-axis respectively for block A and B.
हाँ. तो यहाँ पे मोशन ऊपर की तरफ जा रहा है, तो यहाँ पे तूने रिजॉल्व कैसे किया है? हाउ एग्जैक्टली हैव रिजॉल्व्ड इट इन दिस केस? एक तरफ ऊपर जा रहा है, एक तरफ नीचे जा रहा है. ये वेट ये नीचे की तरफ जाएगा और ये ऊपर की तरफ जाएगा ना. What is the acceleration down the inclined plane for this body? It's g sine 60 is greater than g sine 30. आया ना?
Yes, sir.
तो mass of A into acceleration, तो यहाँ पे mass of B into this. So now how do you go about with I and J? कैसे किया तूने? What made you to write down summation of them? Acceleration of center of mass का formula क्या है? Acceleration of center of mass, अगर तूने if you remember students, ध्यान से सुनना. What is acceleration of center of mass I can consider in this case? So we can also consider force. Students, what is the formula for force of center of mass? Mass into acceleration of center of mass. Agreed? ये clear है? Students?
Yes, sir.
What is acceleration of center of mass? So can I say this will be force of center of mass means can I say net force upon mass? Hi, Akina.
Yes.
What is the net force? What is the net force I'll consider? Will I try to go for its component or simply I can go for the net force will be what? This is the downward force and this is the upward force we consider. So the difference between the two forces. So it's mg sine 60 minus mg sine 30 will cause the entire system to move at an acceleration g. So what exactly? ये तुम्हारा net force हो जाएगा. तो net force का आंसर क्या होगा? Mass of the two bodies is the same. G as it is. Sine of 60. What's the value of sine of 60 and sine of 30? Difference निकालोगे. Root 3 by 2, 1.732 divided by 2 minus 0.5, 0.8. So see, approximately तुम्हें 0.366 मिलेगा. is this your net force? Students? Students, मुझे acceleration of center of mass of the system पूछा है. सुमित, मुझे ये पता नहीं चला तूने components क्यों लिया?
Sir, I have taken that the surface of A like a 60 degree as an x-axis, and for 30 degree I have taken as its y-axis.
हाँ, यानी तूने इसको x-axis लिया है, 60 degree इसको x-axis लिया, और इसको तूने क्या ले लिया है?
Yes, sir, y-axis.
हाँ, तो
So just to for me, it's for like for simplifying the question, not for any mathematical purpose.
Okay. लेकिन my dear, they are both at right angles in this case, ना? तो जब भी तुम्हें acceleration of center of mass है, where is the net motion of the system? Students, ये पूरा system इस तरफ जा रहा है. देखो ना, ये 60 degrees है और ये 30 degrees है, we consider. Of course, sine of 60 will be greater than sine of 30. So sine of 60 कितना है? 1.732 divided by 2 करो. तो 0.28 है, 16 to 6 है 12 to 6 है 12, 0.866. यानी इसका आंसर इससे greater होगा. So the difference of the two will be the net force causing the entire system to move less than acceleration है. So तुम्हारा acceleration of center of mass will be net force upon total mass of the system. What is net force I'm getting at? So this will be 0.366 m into g. What is the net mass we consider as? This is 2m. M will get cancelled. The kinesic answer will be 0.183, sorry. So the answer will be 0.183 into g. Where exactly the body is directed, students? ये है तुम्हारा magnitude, students. Magnitude. अगर मुझे direction के हिसाब से जाना है, students, तो where exactly is directed? Down the inclined plane. अगर मुझे direction चाहिए तो कहने से what exactly the direction is? How much is the direction, students? So this is the acceleration, and how much is this angle? 120 degrees. So can I say the acceleration is 0.183 g at an angle of 120 degrees with the base, with the horizontal. Students, क्या ये clear हुआ?
Yes.
Is it clear? Acceleration of the center of mass in magnitude will be simply 0.183 times g. अगर g को मैं 10 लेता हूं students, तो मेरा आंसर 1.83 मीटर पर सेकंड स्क्वायर होगा.
Yes, sir, I got my mistake. I got the mistake.
Okay. And अगर मैंने पूछा where exactly it's directed, so see the direction of acceleration. It is at an angle of 120 degrees with the horizontal peak. ये 60 है. Students, is it clear to all of you all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ashmita, is it clear? Riya, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Mayank, Mayur, Jason, Krisha.
Yes, sir.
Swapnil, what about you, Swapnil?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Students, can I erase it? Students, can I erase it?
Yes.
Okay, students. Students, one simple concept which I need to speak about it, students, regarding a law of conservation of linear momentum, students, okay? Can anybody give me the statement for law of conservation of linear momentum, students? Anyone? Law of conservation of linear momentum, students. Well, I've learned it in laws of motion. It seems, है ना students? Newton's laws of motion में किया है, NLM में किया है. आपको बता सकता है? Newton's laws of motion में याद किया है students. What is law of conservation of linear momentum, students? Students, law of conservation of linear momentum. Students, it is simply applicable to system of two particles, students. It can be applicable to a single particle or system of particles, students. Are you getting it? So it is applicable to a single particle or it is applicable to system of particles also, students. Are you getting it? At the same time, students, law of conservation of linear momentum is also applicable to center of mass of particles. It is also applicable to system of center. A simple example, students. Whenever if I happen to speak about students, for example, अगर मैंने एक body को project किया, listen carefully, students. अगर मैंने कोई body को project किया at an angle theta with the horizontal, let us go for a simple concept on projectile motion, students. अगर कोई body को मैंने project किया at an angle theta with the horizontal, तो जैसे वो body ऊपर जाएगा तो what exactly I can consider? Yes, the momentum is conserved, initial, final, all we have done it. अगर तुम्हें ध्यान से मालूम है students, तो हम लोगों ने किया है the change in momentum initial or at a certain time instant, change in momentum initial to maximum height. अगर तुम्हें ध्यान से मालूम है, we have done all this formula, students. And the change in momentum from initial to final over here to mu, you have got it in this case, sin theta के हिसाब से. Students, so you all have done all this particular part of it. So now suppose अगर कोई object यहाँ पे आता है at highest position, ध्यान से सुना students, at highest position, तो उसका center of mass, the momentum of the center of mass is conserved, students. यहाँ पे remains constant. लेकिन अगर ये mass दो parts में टूटता है, it breaks up into two parts, students, two particles. उसमें से एक पार्टिकल सीधा रेस्ट पे आता है. अगर एक पार्टिकल रेस्ट पे आता तो वो क्या हो जाएगा सर? वो तो सीधा नीचे गिर जाएगा, फ्री फॉल. एक पार्टिकल रेस्ट पे आ जाएगा और वो नीचे गिर जाएगा. दूसरा पार्टिकल विल बी थ्रोन एंड इट्स पाथ इज ओवर हियर. यानी ये जो मास कैपिटल एम था स्टूडेंट्स, उसमें से एक मास रेस्ट पे आ गया. the mass capital M was broken up into two parts. One part will be small m. What is the other part? Capital M minus small m. It is broken into two parts. One has brought to rest. It will fall vertically downward. The other one being lesser mass, it will gain some velocity. But still, students, the center of mass of the system of the two particles will remain the same. The position of center of mass, students, for the two particles will be exactly as in the first case. Students, in the first case also the mass was entirely intact. यहाँ तक intact था. अगर ये mass नहीं टूटता तो mass यहाँ पे गिरता, तो वो क्या हो जाता? Range. So what exactly range actually over here is? It's the position of center of mass of the entire body, as well as if it breaks into two parts. Students, your law of conservation of linear momentum is applicable for either single particle or for system of particles, or it is also applicable for center of mass of particles, students. We'll be discussing certain problems related to this type of question, students. Now I simply want what exactly law of conservation of linear momentum states. तो तुम क्या बोलोगे? Sir, in absence of external force, students, the total momentum before is exactly equal to the total momentum after. That means, can I say the momentum of the system is conserved? It's constant. Now, how do you go about this relation, students? So now if I happen to go for students, what exactly momentum is given by the formula, students? Listen carefully. Momentum is given by the formula mass into velocity. Differentiating both the sides with respect to time. So dp by dt is equal to d mv by dt स्टूडेंट्स, है ना? ये क्या हुआ? रेट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ मोमेंटम. So I'll keep this as it is. dp by dt is equal to, can I remove m outside? Yes. ये क्या होगा? Rate of change of velocity. Students, what is rate of change of velocity is called acceleration. So rate of change of momentum is equal to mass into acceleration, students. What is mass into acceleration? We'll simply consider as
Force.
and that is external force. And external force we simply consider as rate of change of momentum. What exactly is statement for law of conservation of linear momentum? Law of conservation of linear momentum says that in absence of any external force, तो इसको मैं zero ले लेता हूँ. क्या चाहिए मुझे? मोमेंटम कांस्टेंट चाहिए. तो अगर मैंने एक्सटर्नल फोर्स को जीरो ले लिया तो कहना से dp by dt is equal to zero. When rate of change of momentum is equal to zero, what about momentum of the system?
There is no change.
Constant. यह है तुम्हारा लॉ ऑफ कंजर्वेशन ऑफ लीनियर मोमेंटम. क्या ये क्लियर हुआ स्टूडेंट्स?
Yes, sir.
Over here, students, over here, we simply go for internal forces. There are no external forces, students. यहाँ पे भी जब ये explode हुआ तो there were only internal forces to be taken care of. No external forces were playing a role. So students, law of conservation of momentum के लिए external force को हम क्या करते हैं? Zero लेते हैं. The total momentum before is equal to the total momentum after we consider. And the momentum of the system remains constant or is conserved. Can I erase this, students? Friends, can I erase this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Students, now on page number 117, there are certain unsolved problems on the students, 117 students. I wanted to solve the first 4 questions, students. Try to solve first 4 questions, students. Let's see who can get the answer for the first 4. And then we'll go for the revision, students, okay? So, solve these 4 questions, students. Page number 117, students, okay? Page number 117, okay, 1 to 4. Unsolved problems, students, of your module. Students, given to you a man of mass 60 kilograms jumps from a trolley of mass 20 kilograms. Students, एक 60 किलो का इंसान 20 किलो के ट्रॉली के ऊपर से जंप करता है. He's standing on the smooth surface with absolute velocity 3. So students, he's jumping in the forward direction with 3 meters per second. I get it? So what's going to happen to the trolley? The trolley is going to go in the backward direction. So तुम्हारा velocity of the trolley हमेशा negative में आएगा, students. Find the velocity of the trolley and the total energy produced by the man. Total energy produced by the man, students, yani the man is going with a velocity so and so, it will try to give some velocity to the trolley. So the total energy of the man is equal to energy of the man to move in the forward direction as well as for the trolley to move in the backward direction. That becomes the total energy of the man. Can you get, first of all, the velocity with which the trolley is going in the backward direction, students? So तुम क्या करोगे यहाँ पे?
So we will go with
हाँ, क्या बोल रहे हो?
so for V2 we can go with V1 M1 V1 plus M2 V2 equals to 0 as an equation 1. So M1 it's given as 60 kg and M2 is given as 20 kg. So V1 will be as V1 also is given as 3 meter per second. So it will we can find V2.
Absolutely correct. और वो तो नेगेटिव में मिलेगा.
Yes, sir.
यहाँ पे हाँ, और फिर काइनेटिक एनर्जी के लिए क्या होगा? टोटल एनर्जी के लिए क्या करोगे?
So for total energy, can we go with a half mv V1 V1 square plus half M2 V2 square?
Absolutely correct. और दोनों का velocity इसको लेना है, एक को 3 लेना है, एक को 9 लेना है.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely correct. स्टूडेंट्स अगर तुम्हें ध्यान से क्वेश्चन को रीड करो स्टूडेंट्स, तो अब भी मैंने कंसेप्ट बताया, लॉ ऑफ कंजर्वेशन ऑफ लीनियर मोमेंटम. स्टूडेंट्स द सेंटर ऑफ मास ऑफ द सिस्टम व्हाट एग्जैक्टली वी कंसीडर रिमेन्स कांस्टेंट थ्रू आउट इट. अभी यहाँ पे देखो स्टूडेंट्स, अभी अभी तुम्हें ये करना है तो तुम क्या करोगे. पहला क्वेश्चन स्टूडेंट्स, एज पर लॉ ऑफ कंजर्वेशन ऑफ लीनियर मोमेंटम, स्टूडेंट ध्यान से सुनना, द टोटल मोमेंटम ऑफ द सिस्टम इनिशियली इज इक्वल टू द टोटल मोमेंटम ऑफ द सिस्टम फाइनली. ये तुम्हें पता है, इनिशियल मोमेंटम इज इक्वल टू फाइनल. अब मुझे बताओ, ये ट्रॉली था जिसका 20 किलोग्राम है स्टूडेंट्स, 20 किलोग्राम्स है. I get it? A mass of 600 grams from a trolley of mass standing on a smooth surface. Students, ये ट्रॉली है और ये स्मूथ सरफेस के ऊपर है और ये मास 60 किलोग्राम्स वाला है. तो जब ये 60 किलोग्राम्स वाला आगे की तरफ जंप करेगा विद 3 मीटर पर सेकेंड, स्टूडेंट्स द ट्रॉली इज गोइंग टू गो इन द बैकवर्ड डायरेक्शन. लेकिन इनिशियली मोमेंटम क्या है सर? इनिशियल मोमेंटम क्या है? यानी ये जो तेरा सिस्टम है, व्हाट एग्जैक्टली द सिस्टम कंसिस्ट ऑफ? सो द सिस्टम कंसिस्ट ऑफ मैन, द ट्रॉली, and both of them are initially at rest. So students, the initial momentum of the system is 0. Now when this person jumps, let us say the person jumps in the forward direction. So what exactly? M1 V1 plus M2 V2 is the final moment of the trolley. मैं man के लिए 1 लेता हूँ, trolley के लिए 2 लेता हूँ. So the total momentum before is equal to the total momentum after, and I've put in vector notation students की हुई vector में 0. How much is M1 given to me? So the mass of this will be 60. It's going with what? 3 meter per second. It's in the forward direction. मैंने ले लिया इसको. Yeah, it's 3 meter per second. Plus M2 is equal to how much? So this is 20 into V2. I'm getting it. So 6 3s are 18. Minus 180 students. I'm getting it divided by 20. Students, what exactly the velocity of the body will be equal to? Minus 9 meter per second. Negative sign shows that the trolley is going in the backward direction, students. That means trolley is moving in opposite direction. क्या ये clear हुआ students? Is this clear students?
Yes, sir.
Now what exactly the kinetic energy of the asking is what? The kinetic energy produced by the man, students. Kinetic energy produced by man. Students, the energy, students, energy and work are correlated. Students, the energy possessed by the man is equal to the work done by the man. And work done by the man is to move himself in the forward direction with 3 meter per second and simultaneously pushing the trolley backward with 9 meter per second. So the total energy possessed by the man is equal to the energy of man plus energy of trolley. So that is equal to half M1 V1 square plus half M2 V2 square. And students, energy is a scalar quantity. यहाँ पे vectors नहीं आएगा. ये तो scalar है, यहाँ पे vectors नहीं आएगा. यहाँ पे magnitude में आंसर चाहिए तुम्हें, energy चाहिए. तो half into how much is the mass of the first body is given to you as? So this is 60. Square कितना होगा sir? It's 3 square plus half into what is the mass of the trolley given to you as 20. What is V square for this will be? Sir, it's 9 square. So 2 30s are, so it's 30 into 9 plus 10 into 81. What's your answer? 9 3s are 270, 810, 0, 8, 1, 0, 8, 0. Students, shoot. क्या ये clear हुआ students? Students, is it clear to all of you all? The total energy possessed by the body is 1080 joule.
Yeah.
Rest of you all, what about the rest of the students? Are you understanding
Yes,
something?
sir.
Okay. Can I erase it? Those who have done, please go to the second one, please. इसको erase कर दो students. Can I erase this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Students, now second question, same page number 117, students from a module, unsolved problems, students. Students, two blocks A and B of mass M and MB are connected together by means of a spring. Now, students, over here, springs there. Students, do you know the formula for elastic potential energy, students, of the spring? Half kx squared. And the kinetic energy possessed by them will be half mb squared. Since two blocks A and B of mass M and MB are connected by means of a spring and are resting on a horizontal frictionless table, students. Both of them are resting on a horizontal frictionless table, students. The blocks are then pulled apart so as to stretch the spring and then release. Students, when you stretch the two blocks away from each other, students, when you pull the two blocks away from each other, what happens to the spring? The spring undergoes a stretch. That means as applied force. Students, for this question, how do you go about? Students, as applied force increases, what happens to the elongation or the extension? Students, elongation or the extension also goes on increasing. Simultaneously, what happens? The force restoring also will go on increasing. है ना? अगर अप्लाइड फोर्स बढ़ता है तो एक्सटेंशन या एलोंगेशन भी बढ़ेगा, तो रिस्टोरिंग फोर्स भी बढ़ेगा. ये दो ब्लॉक्स दिए. अभी सोचो कि ये दो ब्लॉक्स का पहला ये पोजीशन हम पकड़ते हैं स्टूडेंट्स. Let us consider that the two blocks are at equilibrium. Okay, the spring is in equilibrium. This is block A and this is block B. Now the same block, students, I'm pulling it to its maximum displacement. अभी suppose if I happen to take this particular block in B, मैंने अभी block B को यहाँ पे ले लिया students, and block A I've pulled it over here. Now see the block. So the string is undergoing a stretch. So can I say extension has reached to its maximum? तो यहाँ पे अगर applied force reaches to maximum, अंदर की तरफ कौन सा force होगा? Restoring force. ये restoring force की वजह से can I say it's the force internal, students. यहाँ पे ध्यान देना, ये internal force हो गया.
Yes, sir.
Restoring is not an external force, it's an internal force, students. An external, यानी यहाँ पे तुम law of conservation of linear momentum use कर सकते हो. Students, ध्यान से सुनो, law of momentum में क्या है? Statement क्या है? In absence of any external force, बाहर के forces को नहीं लेना है, students, हमें internal. Restoring force is the force due to the spring, material of the spring, nature of material of the spring we consider. So now the two blocks in the area are connected by means of a spring and are resting on a horizontal table. The blocks are then pulled apart so as to stretch the spring and then release. Show that the kinetic energies of the blocks are at any instant inversely proportional to their masses. Kinetic energy is inversely proportional to the mass. बस ये prove करना है, बहुत easy है.
So, sir, the system of two mass spring is not acted by any external force, so the momentum will be conserved.
Absolutely correct. यानी ये कैसे connect होगा मालूम है? देखो, when you law of conservation of momentum के problems कभी तुम्हें click होना चाहिए कि ये law of conservation. यहाँ पे बाहर के forces होते ही नहीं है, अंदर के forces ही है, internal forces की वजह से. अभी मैंने इसके पहले जो projectile motion का question दिया था, वहां पे मैंने क्या बोला था? ऑब्जेक्ट टूटता है तो टूटना ऑब्जेक्ट बाहर के हिसाब से नहीं हुआ, अंदर के हिसाब से, अंदर के फोर्सेस हुए. फॉर एग्जांपल इसी को फायर क्रैकर पकड़ लो, एक बॉम्ब पकड़ लो, रस्सी बॉम्ब पकड़ लो. शायद तुमने सुतली बॉम्ब या रस्सी बॉम्ब हाथ में लिया होगा, हाथ में भी फोड़ते, डोंट डू दैट स्टूडेंट्स. उसका लेके फिर तुमने ऐसे हवा में पैराबोलिक फेंक दिया, तो वो हवा में गया और हवा में ड्यू टू द इंटरनल फोर्सेस ही वो एक्सप्लोड हुआ, तो उसके फ्रैगमेंट्स फिर स्कैटर्ड हो गए. अगर वो नहीं होता तो वो बॉम्ब एग्जैक्टली पैराबोलिक जाता, तो उसका सेंटर ऑफ मास वही होता. सो लेकिन वो अंदर के फोर्सेस की वजह से वो टूटता है, तो लॉ ऑफ कंजर्वेशन ऑफ लीनियर मोमेंटम ओबे होगा. तो यहाँ पे भी लॉ ऑफ कंजर्वेशन ऑफ लीनियर मोमेंटम ओबे होगा बिकॉज ऑफ द इंटरनल फोर्सेस, सो कॉल्ड द रिस्टोरिंग फोर्स. Now can you get the answers, man?
So as the momentum is conserved, so the initial momentum is zero. Hence, the all total momentum of system should be also zero. So PA equals to PB in magnitude, but opposite in direction.
Absolutely correct.
So
Now,
k equals to k equals to P2 by 2m, where P is same. Hence Ka by Kb equals to Mb by Ma.
very good. Students, उसने क्या किया मालूम है? उसने मोमेंटम का फॉर्मूला लिया. मोमेंटम एंड टर्म. Students, can you give me a relation between momentum and kinetic energy for a given mass? For a given mass of a body? So can I say P is equal to under root 2mk? Students, ये सब लोग ने पढ़ा है कि नहीं पढ़ा है? Law of conservation of students, laws of motion में पढ़ा है कि नहीं पढ़ा? Newton's laws of motion.
Yes sir.
Linear momentum is under root 2mk. और derive भी क्या होगा? P is equal to m into v, k is equal to half mv square. I getting it? Take the ratio, multiplying
Yes,
it,
sir.
we'll get 100. तो यहाँ पे उसने क्या किया? What exactly? स्मिथ ने क्या बोला? Students, अकेला स्मिथ ही आंसर दे रहा है. I feel like that. What about the rest of the students? वो क्या गया है? कल का टेंशन है क्या? हाँ students, and tomorrow I want full marks in the chapters which I have done it. You have to score. Smith, सुन रहा है?
Yes sir.
हाँ, ध्यान से रीड करना और सिली मिस्टेक्स करना नहीं. The rest of the students also. Riya, Ashmita, Alisha, Jason, Anshul, Purvi, Swapnil, Mayank. Those who still reply and respond. Students, he's using this formula and he's getting the answer accordingly. अभी देखो यहाँ पे तुम देखो तो what is the total momentum, students? Initial, final. Are you getting it? So what is the total momentum before? So total momentum before, if I happen to consider, will be equal to what? So mass of A into initial velocity of A, mass of B into initial velocity of B, total momentum. Then I'll consider mass of A into velocity of A plus mass of B into velocity of B, students. Agreed? Now total momentum before is 0. So it's mass of A into velocity of A plus mass of B into velocity of B. So can I say mass of A into velocity of B अगर इस तरफ ले लूं is equal to mass of B into velocity of B. So can I say ratio of ये तुम्हारा क्या होगा? It's in the direction opposite. The total momentum after is equal to 0. ये vector form में लिखा है students. Now see over here. जैसे मैंने release किया तो can I say this is going to go with the velocity VA. Are you getting it? और ये जा रहा है with velocity VB. I can consider this manner. अगर मैं ये डायरेक्शन लेता हूँ स्टूडेंट्स, अगर मैं ये डायरेक्शन तो बी भी मेरा नेगेटिव ले लो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. इसको तुम नेगेटिव ले लो तो ये पॉजिटिव हो जाएगा. अगर मैंने इसको पॉजिटिव ले लिया तो ये नेगेटिव हो गया. डजंट मैटर, डायरेक्शन ऑपोजिट हो गया. बट नाउ इफ आई हैपन टू गो इन टर्म्स ऑफ मैग्नीट्यूड स्टूडेंट्स, इन मैग्नीट्यूड तो क्या मिलता है तुम्हें? सर MA अपॉन MB विल बी इक्वल टू VB अपॉन VA. इन मैग्नीट्यूड अगर लेते हो तो कहना है मोमेंटम ऑफ A is equal to momentum of B. Yes. Students, मुझे प्रूव करना है kinetic energy is similar to rotational mass. तो can I use this relation? देखो स्टूडेंट्स, एक तो ये रिलेशन से तुम्हें इजीली मिलता है, दोनों का मोमेंटम सेम है. तो कहना है रूट ऑफ 2 mass of A and kinetic energy of A, root of 2 mass of B, kinetic energy of B, squaring both the sides, cancellation of 2. So can I say mass of A, kinetic energy of A, mass of B, kinetic energy of B. So can I say kinetic energy of A upon kinetic energy of B is equal to mass of B upon mass of A. So can I say kinetic energy is inversely proportional to mass? Agreed?
Yes sir.
And he has used this relation P is equal to under 2mk. Suppose अगर तुम्हें ये क्लिक नहीं हुआ तो यहाँ पे भी तुम निकाल सकते हो. Students, जब ये बॉडी मूव करेगा तो कैन आई सी दे विल बी बोथ इनटू मोशन. तो कैन आई टेक द रेशियो ऑफ द काइनेटिक एनर्जी? हाँ सर, काइनेटिक एनर्जी ऑफ ए अपॉन काइनेटिक एनर्जी ऑफ बी. व्हाट्स द फॉर्मूला? हाफ m b square. Agreed? Half m v square. Half gets cancelled. Since did we got the ratio of mass of A upon mass of B? हाँ सर, ये तो हमें वेलोसिटी ऑफ वेलोसिटी ऑफ B अपॉन वेलोसिटी ऑफ A को सब्स्टिट्यूट कर. Since velocity of B upon velocity of A is mass of A upon mass of B, VA by VB क्या हो जाएगा? So what is VA by VB? So can I say it's MB by MA? So क्या ये clear हुआ?
Yes, sir.
Please everyone ध्यान से देखो, अगर सपोज ये फॉर्मूला क्लिक नहीं होता उस टाइम पे और तुमने ये ले लिया, तो यहाँ पे मैंने क्या किया है, V और BB, so what is ratio of velocity of A to velocity of B? It's mass of B upon mass of A the whole square. Cancellation में क्या हुआ, A cancel हो गया, BB cancel हो गया, तो कहने से same thing, kinetic energy of A upon kinetic energy of B is equal to mass of B upon mass of A. So kinetic energy is inversely proportional to mass keeping momentum constant. The energy stored in the spring is called as elastic potential energy, students. And the formula for elastic potential energy, students, is half kx square, where k stands for spring constant, force constant, elastic constant. और ये तुमने spring का concept थोड़ा बहुत one must have learned it into laws of motion, students, connected bodies के अंदर. Can I erase this, students? इसको erase कर दो अभी.
Yes, sir.
Next question is the third one. Anyone? Three particles of 20 grams, 30 grams, 40 grams are initially moving along the positive direction of the three coordinate axes respectively. So students, you can solve it in terms of I, J, and K. Smith has given the answer. Absolutely correct, Smith. Ashmita, can you answer, Ashmita? Ashmita, are you there?
Yes, I'm trying it.
Ashmita, don't you get angry on Smith? He's answering all the time. Ashmita?
Sometimes, sir.
Sometimes. You don't feel like giving him a punch? The rest of the students? Mayank, Swapnil. Today that guy is not there. Nishant is not there. And Nishant is busy preparing for tomorrow's exam. It seems like that. Come on, I expect an answer from someone else. Alisha, can you answer? Ashmita, Jason, Krisha, Mayank, Nivedita, Purvi, Anshul, Prayag, Prajwal, Shubh, Smith. Sorry, Smith ने तो आंसर दे दिया. Swapnil, Vansh, Shlok. Shlok, are you there? Shlok, are you there? Andheri? Shlok, are you there? Shlok, it seems you're not there. If you don't reply, I'll throw you out of the lectures. आ गया निशांत, आया इतना लेट? इसने निशांत को इन्फॉर्म किया?
I was
निशांत
sleeping, sir.
लेट है
Sorry.
तू? हाँ निशांत, why are you late? An hour late?
I was sleeping and sir just called. So luckily he reminded me. My mom.
Oh,
So she
Avinash
called
ने
me.
reminded you.
Yeah. I was sleeping and then my mom woke me up. My mom got the call. She called me and then I woke up.
Okay, fine.
We are living in different countries. That's why.
Okay. Where are you?
I'm in Oman. My mom is in Georgia.
Okay, fine.
So different timing.
Different timings. Okay, fine. We are doing on page number 117, Nishant, and we are doing the third question. And Ashmita wants to answer. Yes, Ashmita, carry on. Ashmita, bolo. Mayank, what about you? Do you want to answer, Mayank? Swapnil? Okay, Smith. Can you tell me how to go about this?
So for this, we will go like for a conservation of momentum since external force is acting on the system.
Okay.
So M1 is given as 20 gram, M2 is given as 30, and M3 is as 40. And U will be constant in everyone like 20, 20, 20.
Okay, so that is 20 along all the reactions at 20I,
20J and 20K.
and 20K. And
For
that
V,
is 1, U2, and U3.
yes, sir. V1 is given as 0, V2 is given 10I plus 20K, and V3 we have to find.
V1 is 0 and V2 is equal to how much?
So 10I plus 20K.
Yes, 10I plus 20K, and V3 is to be found out. Students, this is the final velocity, this is the initial, and the masses are given to you. So using what? Law of conservation of linear momentum. What exactly it is?
So M1 and M1 U1 plus M2 U2 plus M3 U3 equals to M1 V1 plus M2 V2 plus M3 V3.
बस खत्म हो गया, ये क्या rocket science था? हाँ? Don't you think so? It was an easy question. M1 V1 plus M2 V2 plus M3 V3. बस तुम्हें V3 निकालना है. देखो M1 कितना दिया है? H20 into U1 कितना दिया है? H20I plus M2 is equal to 30 into 20J plus 40 into 20K. Agreed? ये पहला वाला का velocity is 0, तो ये पूरा 0 हो जाएगा. M2 is how much? It's 30 into bracket. V2 is 10I plus 20K plus M3 is equal to how much? 40 V3. So you need to get V3. ये multiply करके इसको इस तरफ ले लो, subtract कर दो, and you'll get the answer of V3. And what's the answer of V3? You got it as? You got it as 2.5 I plus 15J plus 5K, isn't it? That many centimeter per second?
Yes, sir.
Students, rest of you just cross check it. Are you getting the answer or not? Since this is 400 minus 300 will be 100. 100 upon 40 will get cancelled. 0, 0, 10 by 4, 5 by 2, 2.5. You're getting the answer. Hope this part is clear, students. Those who have done with the third one, please go to the fourth one, same page number 117, students. सुनिए ये कौन सा आंसर दिया स्मिथ तूने?
Sir, for fourth one.
50 meter. Absolutely correct. Students, what about the rest of them? Students, what exactly the question speaks about for the fourth one, students? A projectile is fired from a gun at an angle of 45 degrees with a speed of 20 meters per second relative to the ground. So, students, the speed of the body, okay, it's the projectile which is launched at a speed 45 degrees with respect to ground. So this is 45 degrees with respect to ground, and it is projected with a speed of how much? 20 meter per second relative to the ground. So ground is at rest, students. The relative motion with respect to ground they're trying to seek. Okay, so this is you, give it to you. Now, at the highest point in its flight, the projectile explodes. यहाँ पे जब ये projectile आता है, students, तो वो explode होता है. अगर ये explode होता है, तो किसकी वजह से होता है? तो बोलोगे सर internal forces की वजह से, not any external force. तो जैसे internal force आ गया, students, तो law of conservation of linear momentum applicable होगा और होगा. Are you getting it? Students, iska center of mass. What is the center of mass? The velocity of center of mass we consider is the velocity of center of mass will remain constant throughout. Agreed? So यहाँ पे at the highest point the projectile explodes into two fragments of equal masses. यानी यहाँ से एक mass यानी m/2. Students, this will break up into two parts, m/2. One fragment whose initial speed is 0 falls vertically. जिसका speed 0 है वो सीधा नीचे गिर रहा है और उसका mass m/2 है. Total mass is capital M. This was capital M. m/2 falls vertically downwards, and other m/2 capital M by 2, capital M by 2 is now moving in the forward direction, students. One fragment falls vertically. How far from the gun does the other fragment land? So the other fragments, let us say that it lands somewhere over here. This is M by 2. Total mass is M. So तुम्हें पूछा है at what distance the other fragment lands, assuming a level of terrain. That means we consider the horizontal level, we consider NGS 10 meter second square inverse. Friends, what is the position of center of mass of the system when it does not explode? अगर वो explode नहीं करता, when it does not explode, since when it does not explode, what exactly position of center of mass? Of course, is the range. Friends, can you find out the range? Yes, Smith, can you carry on?
Yes, sir. So for first of all, we will find the maximum height. So h equals to u square sine square theta upon g.
Okay.
So I get with the h equals to 10 meter, as now initial full projection was supposed to land at A, but due to explosion, so first part landed at A, so the center of mass lies at A and the second part lies at B.
Okay, you mean to say this is O, तुमने इसको A लिया,
Yes, sir, and the other one is B. So
okay.
now I'm taking that if it does not break the range of OA.
Okay.
What if that
if it does
yes.
not break, then it lands at A.
Yes, sir. So that I find that distance, which is I came with the 40, is a u square sine 2 theta upon g.
Okay, so that is 20 square.
20 square, so I came with 40 meter.
Yes, upon G is 10, so that is 40 meter. Okay, ये तुम्हें 40 meter मिला.
Yes, sir. So now therefore A dash equals to OA by 2. So A becomes 20 meter. So as first part is at 20 meter from A in left side being equal to the mass of part, second part will be equal to 20 meter right to A. So from gun 40 plus 20 will be 60 meter.
Okay, so this is 20 meter we consider. और तुम बोल रहे हो कि ये 40 meter है.
Yes,
और तुमने
sir.
ये क्या निकाला? ये कैसे
60
निकाला
meter.
तुमने?
So 40 plus 20 as OB.
अच्छा, you mean to say that this distance is same and this
Yes,
distance
sir.
is same. AC is equal to AB. ये कैसे proof किया? AC is equal to AB की proof किया? कैसे proof किया?
Sir, OA divides by 2 I have taken. I done OA divided by 2.
Okay, fine. यानी students, ध्यान से सुनना students. We can simply find out the position of center of mass. Students यहाँ पे please what is doing is absolutely. और लेकिन तो height का जरूरत क्या था? 10 meters की जरूरत थी यहाँ पे height कहाँ पे use किया तूने?
No, sir, but I've gone with the formula, so that's why.
Fine. Students, here he first find out the height, लेकिन no need to go for that. Students अभी ध्यान से सुनना. अगर तुम projectile को भेजते हो students और projectile जब भी अगर explode नहीं होता है, so the center of mass of the projectile when it does not explodes will land at point A and that becomes the position of center of mass. यानी ये तुम्हारा क्या है मालूम है? ये जो 40 सेंटीमीटर है स्टूडेंट्स, ये तुम्हारा XCOM है. 40 meters, sorry. That is XCOM है. That is the position of center of mass we consider. लेकिन जब यहाँ पे एक्सप्लोड होता है ड्यू टू द इंटरनल फोर्सेस, एक रेस्ट पे आता है और दूसरा प्रोपेल होता है आगे. जो रेस्ट पे आता है उसका मास और प्रोपल्शन का मास m/2 है, half the original. Since it comes to rest, it falls exactly vertically downwards at the maximum height, so it is going to strike at point C, which is midway. तो ये डिस्टेंस में पता है कि 20 मीटर है, यानी तुम्हारा ये पॉइंट O है, ये पॉइंट C है, ये पॉइंट A है और ये पॉइंट B है. तुम्हें ये पता है कि ये 20 है, एग्रीड. तुम्हें ये पता है कि ये 40 मीटर्स है. तुम्हें ये पूछा गया है और XCOM तुम्हें पता है 40 मीटर है. So now can I say M1 x1 M2 x2 upon M1 plus M2 will be the position of center of mass if I take it this as my origin. Students आ गया ना? है ना? XCOM का फॉर्मूला क्या है? M1 x1 plus M2 x2 upon M1 plus M2. क्या ये क्लियर हुआ? हाँ स्टूडेंट्स, M1 क्या है? What is M1? Let us say the two masses are same. Students, ये capital M, इसको मैं small m लेता हूँ students. इसको भी small m लेता हूँ मैं. Masses are same ना? Half of them. तो देखो मेरा M1 क्या है? Students, M1 is M. How much is X1? 20. Plus, how much is M2? Small m. How much is X2? X. Upon M1 plus M2. 2m आएगा यहाँ पे. What is XUM? 40. Can you solve now? No, students, can you solve and get the answer accordingly? Why not? ये देखो तुम्हारा 40 will be equal to what? So ये m gets cancel हो जाएगा. So 20 plus x by 2. तो ये 22 यहाँ पे आएगा. So 80 minus 20 is equal to x. Therefore x is equal to 60 meters. So can I say the distance of the other mass from 0, from the point of projection, is 60 meters. Is this clear, students?
Yes, sir.
Students, try to figure out the diagram ना. हम लोग ने यानी ये system of two particles हो गए students. ये तो ना ये तुम्हारा horizontal x axis हो गया students. ये vertical y axis हो गया. ये तुम्हारा y axis हो गया students. Everybody लोग को भी ये तुम्हारा y axis हो गया और ये तुम्हारा horizontal x axis हो गया. क्या हमने दो particles यहाँ पे रखे? देखो ये तुम्हारा m1 यहाँ पे है और ये तुम्हारा m2 यहाँ पे है. From the x axis इसका distance x1 है यानी ये आ गया और इसका x2 ये है तेरा x2 which is equal to x. मास तुम्हें पता है. और ये तुम्हारा क्या है? XCOM which is 40. Agreed? Now ध्यान से सुनना. Now listen carefully. मैंने तो ये फॉर्मूला करके किया. स्मिथ ने he didn't use the formula for center of mass. Students, अगर तुम ध्यान से देखोगे तो क्या ये मास डिवाइड हो रहा था into two equal masses? हाँ स्टूडेंट्स, तो अगर
Yes, sir.
इक्वल मास में डिवाइड होता है, अगर इक्वल मास में डिवाइड होता है, एक मास अगर 20 मीटर्स यहाँ से होगा और ये पूरे सिस्टम का सीओएम यहाँ पे है, तो स्टूडेंट्स दूसरा मास क्या दूरी पे होना चाहिए? 20 ही होगा. Because students, center of mass always shifts towards the heavier mass. The distance of the center of mass is inversely proportional to the mass of the body. कुछ याद आ रहा है? The previous lectures.
Yes, sir.
तो देखो ये मास स्मॉल m है, ये मास स्मॉल m है, यानी m/2 है, तो ये मिड में ही आना चाहिए, यानी ये 20 सेंटीमीटर, यानी इसको करने की जरूरत नहीं. That's what he tried to set. अगर ये 20 हो गया तो ये 20 हो गया, तो ये तो 40 पता है, 40 और 20 मिला के कितना हो गया? 60. टोटल 60. क्या ये क्लियर हुआ स्टूडेंट्स?
Yes, sir.
Only Smith is saying it. Yes. What about the rest of the students? What is happening? Students, what are you doing? Students, समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
अश्मिता, डर लग रहा है क्या? अश्मिता, पूर्वी, रिया, स्वप्निल, कल का टेंशन है क्या? कल का टेंशन चल रहा है? Can I erase this, students? इसको erase कर दूं मैं भी. Nishant, are you able to understand what am I doing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can I erase it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, students, a question now. Listen carefully, students. Students, given to you that a car accelerates. Students, now we are going for the previous topic, sir. हम अभी system of particles नहीं कर रहे, okay? तुम्हारा पहले वाला topics कर students. A car accelerates from rest. A car accelerates from rest at a constant rate. Alpha. For some time. Okay. After which it decelerates at a constant rate beta to come to rest. Then decelerates at constant rate beta and comes to rest. Since a car accelerates from rest at a constant rate alpha for some time, then decelerates at a constant rate beta for some time, students. Beta and then comes to rest. If total time elapsed, total time elapsed is t. Then students, question asked us, find maximum velocity attained by the car. And second, total displacement traveled by the car. Total displacement traveled by the car, and I want the total displacement in terms of, मुझे इसका आंसर चाहिए अल्फा, बीटा और टी में आंसर चाहिए. Question clear हुआ students? So is the question clear to all of you all?
Yes, sir.
So a car is accelerated from rest at a constant rate alpha for some time, then decelerates at a constant rate beta, and then comes to rest. Total time elapsed is t. Find out the maximum velocity of the car and the total displacement of the car in terms of alpha, beta, and t.
Sir, is the total displacement for car is equal to alpha beta upon alpha plus beta into t?
No, my dear. Total displacement of the car will be getting as alpha, beta, t square upon 2 into bracket alpha plus beta. And maximum velocity is given by the answer as alpha, beta, t upon alpha plus beta. Since area and slope, friends, what kind of a graph I'm going for, students? Velocity time graph. Students, ये motion accelerated है 0 से maximum acceleration और फिर deceleration हो रहा है. Take some time, total time ellipsis t.
So I got for the first one.
Okay, fine. कैसे किया? बताओ अभी.
Sir, so I have taken that maximum velocity equals to v. So v equals to 0 plus alpha t. Similarly, 0 equals to v minus beta t t2. So from above equation, t1 equals to v by alpha and t2 equals to v by beta. So t1 plus t2 equals to t equals to v by alpha plus v by beta. So v equals to alpha beta t upon alpha plus beta.
Absolutely correct. All right. Students, यहाँ पे तुम देखोगे तो तुमने क्या किया है? Students, simply go for the slope. अगर तुम स्लोप लेते हो यार, उसने क्या इक्वेशन किया स्टूडेंट्स? उसने b इक्वल टू प्लस ed का इक्वेशन किया, वही है तुम्हारा स्लोप. Slope, what is the slope from here till here, students? So alpha, can I say? It's, students, the first answer. Alpha is equal to what exactly we consider will be equal to? So alpha will be equal to what? Vmax. In how much time? T1. Agreed. So what exactly Vmax I'm getting it? Alpha into T1. I simply want to substitute T1. That's all. Second case में क्या आ रहा है? Is the motion getting decelerated? Yes, why not? So beta क्या होगा? Slope of a graph is what? So 0 minus of this we consider. Agreed. Upon T2 minus T1 we consider. So beta is also what? So change in velocity, that is Vmax. Upon what exactly we'll consider will be? So यहाँ पे T2 आएगा. What is T2? So can I say it's T minus T1? क्या ये clear हुआ students? Agreed. तो यहाँ पे Vmax को मैं क्या लिखूंगा? What is Vmax students? It's beta into bracket T minus T1. Now suppose if I want to get the value of T1 students, can I substitute back? तो तुम इसको substitute करना है कि Vmax को common निकाल दो बस, तुम्हें Vmax मिल गया. तो यहाँ पे देखो Vmax is equal to beta into T minus beta into T1. What is T1? Vmax upon alpha. Can I take this on the other side? Why not? So Vmax plus beta into Vmax by alpha is equal to beta T. Since Vmax को बाहर निकाल दिया मैंने, so alpha plus beta upon alpha is equal to beta T. So what is Vmax का answer? Alpha beta T upon alpha plus beta. That's my first answer. Since मैंने क्या किया, सिर्फ स्लोप लिया है, दोनों स्लोप क्या था, मैंने सिर्फ टाइम को सब्स्टिट्यूट करके मैंने Vmax का आंसर निकाल दिया. अभी सेकंड केस में मुझे क्या चाहिए? डिस्प्लेसमेंट चाहिए स्टूडेंट्स. डिस्प्लेसमेंट क्या होगा? एरिया अंडर द ग्राफ. Students, what is the area under the graph? Will be half into base into height. Base कितना है? T. Height क्या है? V. तुम्हें किस में चाहिए? तुम्हें ऑप्शंस में ये देंगे स्टूडेंट्स. Vmax का फॉर्मूला पता है ना? देखो फॉर्मूला क्या है स्टूडेंट्स? What is the area under the graph? Half into base. Base क्या है? T. Height क्या है? Vmax. Vmax का फॉर्मूला ये है alpha into beta into T upon alpha plus beta. Are you getting now? Alpha beta T square upon 2 alpha plus beta. Friends, is it clear?
Yes.
Can I erase it,
Yes.
students? Can I erase it? Erase कर दो.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So is the next question, students. So it's given to you that a swimmer wishes to cross a 500-meter wide river. Okay, so the width of river is 500 meter. A swimmer wants to cross the river 500 meters wide. Okay, and the river is flowing. The river is flowing at 5 kmph. Now, the speed of the swimmer in still water, speed of the swimmer in still water is 3 kmph, 3 kilometers per hour, students. Okay. Now the question asked is, if he heads, since if the swimmer heads, making an angle theta with the flow, making angle theta with the flow. Since if he heads making an angle theta with the flow, okay, find time taken to cross the river. Find time taken to cross the river. First solve the first part of the question, students. Then I'll give you the second part. So this is the first part of the question. Clear, students? A swimmer who wishes to swim, okay, across a 500-mile wide river, okay, and the width is 500 meter. The river is flowing at 5 kilometers per hour. The swimmer has a speed of 3 kilometers per hour in still water. Students, if the swimmer heads in the direction making an angle theta with the flow, find the time taken by him to cross the river. And so the question is clear to all of you all.
So what's the B question?
What answer you got it?
So for A1,
For the first one.
so T equals to 500 upon 3 sine theta kilometer per hour.
Okay, so that can be reduced now. You can reduce it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Correct. लेकिन तेरा units के ऊपर ध्यान दे, students. Rest of them, are you getting, students? Other students, anyone is getting it? Students, now please pay attention. He has got it correct. सिर्फ इसको units को ध्यान में रखना है. Students, अब ध्यान से सुनना. What is the width of the river? Students, ये देखो, ये width of the river है. ये कितना है? ये width of the river है. Students, ये 500 मीटर दिया है. अगर स्विमर यहाँ से शुरू करता है, स्टूडेंट्स पॉइंट ए से स्विमर करता है और उसको बी की तरफ जाना है, स्टूडेंट्स बैंक ऑफ द रिवर स्ट्रेट अवे शॉर्टेस्ट टाइम होगा, शॉर्टेस्ट डिस्टेंस एंड शॉर्टेस्ट टाइम. ओके, रिवर का फ्लो कितना है? 5 किलोमीटर पर आवर, स्विमर का स्पीड 3. लेकिन उन्होंने क्या बोला है मालूम है? अगर स्विमर हेड्स मेकिंग एन एंगल थीटा विद द फ्लो. स्टूडेंट्स अभी देखो, सोचो कि ये पूरा रिवर का फ्लो ऐसे जा रहा है. स्टूडेंट्स, दिस इज द फ्लो ऑफ द रिवर, दिस इज द फ्लो ऑफ द रिवर, दिस इज द फ्लो ऑफ द रिवर. This is entirely flow of the river. Suppose if I see the swimmer is moving at an angle theta with the flow. Students, making an angle theta with the flow. So how do you create that angle? Students, the angle can be either between two heads, students, or it can be between two tails. आया ना? अभी सपोज मैंने ये हेड को यहाँ पे ले लिया और ये तुम्हारा देखो, ये वेलोसिटी ऑफ द स्विमर है. अगर वेलोसिटी ऑफ द स्विमर इज इन स्टिल वाटर इज 3, तो लेट अस से दिस इज द वेलोसिटी ऑफ द स्विमर. इसको मैं 3 किलोमीटर पर आवर ही लेता हूँ.
Yes, sir.
I getting it? Can I say he is moving with the angle theta with the flow of the river? This is velocity of the swimmer. This is velocity of the river, which is 5 kilometers per hour. Agreed? Students? मुझे क्या चाहिए? Time taken to cross a river. Crossing the river यानी कहाँ से कहाँ चाहिए? Students, crossing the river यानी कहाँ से कहाँ चाहिए? यहाँ से ये चाहिए मुझे. ये टाइम यहाँ पे पूछा है, तो अगर यहाँ से यहाँ पे जाने के लिए टाइम पूछा है क्रॉसिंग द रिवर, आगे करेंगे ये क्रॉस करना है ना, क्रॉसिंग द रिवर, तो मुझे उसका ही डिस्टेंस चाहिए ना. तो डिस्टेंस तो मुझे मालूम है, टाइम पूछा गया है. क्या मैं स्पीड फाइंड आउट कर सकता हूँ फ्रॉम ए टू बी? हाँ सर, इसको रिजॉल्व करो. गेटिंग इट? तो अगर मैं इसको रिजॉल्व करूंगा तो ये क्या हो जाएगा सर? ये हो जाएगा v cos थीटा और ये क्या बन जाएगा? v sin थीटा. Students, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So now if I happen to go for what is the speed? What is the speed in this direction? So it's a velocity of the swimmer itself only. So v sin theta is the speed. Distance is length AB upon time taken. So time taken is length AB is equal to how much? 500 meter में दिया है. Velocity किस में दिया है of the swimmer? 3 किलोमीटर पर आवर में दिया है. Students, 3 kilometers per hour दिया है. So 3 kilometers per hour means can I say 3000 meter 1 hour upon 1 hour. So that is 60 minutes. Students, per hour ना तो 60 minutes मैंने लिया और यहाँ पे sin theta डाल दिया. Can I say 3 zeros will get cancelled? 3 2s are. So what's my answer time? 10 upon sin theta in minutes. क्या ये clear हुआ students?
Yes, sir.
Students, क्या ये clear हुआ to the rest of the students?
Yes.
10 upon sin theta in minutes. Now suppose if I ask you, can you tell me what is the shortest time taken? Find out the shortest time taken for the swimmer to reach to cross the width of the river. Shortest time we consider is what is the shortest distance across this. So उसके लिए the person should not move in this direction. It should go. यानी theta should tend to how much? Theta should tend to be 90 degree. Absolutely correct, Ashmita. So 10 minutes is your answer. Can I erase this, students? Students, इसको erase कर दो, students.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Students, can you give me the formula for, listen carefully, students, okay? I want the formula for, because this will be direct problems can be asked, students. मुझे चाहिए formula for range, formula for time of flight, students. Okay, I want to find out range and the time of flight, students. Okay, for a body when projected on an inclined plane, students, at an angle with the inclined plane, students. And if in case, if I give you in this case, your 90 degree students, just give me the formulas. Okay. The inclined plane, students, we consider as at an angle. The body is inclined at an angle. Students, it's thrown with a velocity u. Okay. It is forming an angle alpha with the horizontal, students. And the inclined plane is at an angle theta with the horizontal, students. I want you to find out, students, the range of the inclined, students. And I want to find out the time of flight for the incline. Anybody give an answer for this? The body is projected with a velocity u at an angle alpha with the horizontal, and the inclined plane is an angle theta with the horizontal, students. What's the formula for time of flight and the range?
So can you repeat the question?
My question is to find out the range. Suppose this is A, this is B, and this is C. Students, I want to find out the distance covered AB by a projectile when projected, students. Okay. Having initial velocity u on an inclined plane, okay, at an angle theta with the horizontal, and the projectile is launched at an angle alpha with the horizontal. So this projection I'll consider will be alpha minus theta. I want the formula for time of flight and range. Students, and these derivations I had done it with your anyone. Since we resolved u along the inclined plane, vertical inclined plane, along the horizontal, vertical to the horizontal, we consider, and we derived the equation for range and time. And what exactly range you got it as? To students, what's the formula for range if in case if I happen to consider for ground to ground projection? Students, when I told you to remember also how to remember, it's u squared sine 2 theta by g. Ayana, students. And students, what is
Yes,
sine 2
sir.
theta? What is sine 2 theta? 2 sine theta cos theta. ये फॉर्मूला है कि नहीं है? ये रेंज ग्राउंड टू
Yes,
ग्राउंड
sir.
प्रोजेक्शन मैंने तुम्हें जब सिखाया था स्टूडेंट, तभी मैंने बोला भी याद कैसे रखना है इसको, उस टाइम पे तुम डिराइव नहीं करोगे। तो स्टूडेंट्स यहाँ पे जो फॉर्मूला है ना हमारा, वो 2u स्क्वायर यानी ये आ गया स्टूडेंट्स, ये 2u स्क्वायर तो आ गया। अब ये जो एंगल है स्टूडेंट्स, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ एंगल्स आर दीस? व्हाट काइंड ऑफ एंगल्स आई कंसीडर विल बी? सर इट इज साइन ऑफ one is alpha minus theta and the other one is with respect to cos alpha with respect to the horizontal. Since one is cos, the component of cos we consider is along the horizontal we consider range. I getting it? At the same time, this is 2u square sine of alpha minus theta we consider. And that's the vertical we take it. Upon what? Upon what we consider? यहाँ पे क्या होगा? Range के हिसाब से. Since it will be what? G cos square theta. Are you getting it? Now, when I speak about students with respect to your time, what exactly time of flight students we consider over here is? So we got the distance, we need to find out the time. So how do you go for the time? 2u sine theta by g.
UT plus RT square.
So 2u sine theta by g. What is 2u sine theta? तो sine तो मुझे पता, what exactly sine I'll consider will be alpha minus theta. और यहाँ पे क्या लिखोगे? G cos theta. Students, ये तुम्हारा टाइम के हिसाब से होगा. Students, what exactly acceleration? यहाँ पे जब बॉडी लैंड होता है ना स्टूडेंट्स, what about the acceleration students? This is the mg is directed vertical downwards. ये तुम्हारे components हो जाएंगे स्टूडेंट्स. When it strikes down, this is along the inclined plane. G sine theta will be along the inclined plane. You have to go for G cos theta. Are you getting it? The vertical component you're going to consider and not the horizontal. तभी जाके तुम्हारे G cos theta नीचे आ रहा है. So students, these are the two formulas which you need to keep in mind while solving questions. और इसके related एक आधा question आएगा जरूर students. You take care for an inclined plane, okay? And that will be at the later end. शायद एंड में पूछेंगे या तो पहले 5 क्वेश्चन में डाल देंगे ये, so that तुम्हारा nervous breakdown हो. ये भी ध्यान में रखना students. And no need to get scared whenever you give an exam in that case, okay? If you don't know a particular question, fine, take a deep breath, move ahead. Students, try to get as many correct as possible rather than going for more number of questions to be attempted. ये ध्यान में रखना. Attempt तुम्हें comfortable लगेगा कभी जब तुम्हें answers click होते रहेंगे और answer आते रहेंगे, लेकिन जितना तुम positive markings के लिए जाओगे उतना better होगा. Students, just try to solve this, students, okay? Since a man is running on a horizontal road, okay? A man is running on a horizontal road with 8 kilometers per hour. Rain appears to fall vertically. Rain appears to fall vertically. He increases speed. Okay, he increases the speed. He increases the speed, students, to 12 kilometers per hour. Now his speed is 12 kilometers per hour. Okay, he increases the speed to 12 kilometers per hour, students. Now he finds the rain hitting him at 30 degrees with vertical. Now he's finding out the rain hitting him at 30 degrees with the vertical. Initially, when he was running with 8 kilometers per hour, the rain was vertical. But when he gains speed of 12 kilometers per hour, the rain is now hitting at an angle of 30 degrees with the vertical switch. Find the speed of the rain drop with respect to ground. Find the speed of rain drop with respect to ground. Friends, is the question clear to all of you?
Yes.
Okay.
So can you give the answer options?
Okay, I'll give you the options. Okay, the options I'll give it to you will be as a gift schools. Okay, the options are option A, 4√3 kilometers per hour. Option B, 4√7 kilometers per hour. Option C, √2/3 kilometers per hour. And option D, 3/√2 kilometers per hour. Since 4√3, 4√7, √2/√3, 3/√2.
So option A.
Option A.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, it's option B. Option B. 4√7 kilometer per hour.
4√7. Absolutely correct. Rest of them, are you all getting it, students? The rest of them are you getting it? ये मुझे 4√7 कैसा है? बताओ.
Sir, as I shown that the horizontal component of rain 8 kilometer per hour and the relative velocity. So Vx equals to 8 kilometer, and in second case, Vrm. So Vr minus Vm. So 8 minus Vy, which I get as 12 equals to -4 minus Vy. So 10 30 degree, which was an initial angle formed when he start running. So 4/Vy. So I get 1/√3 equals to 4/Vy. So Vy equals to 4/√3 kilometer per hour. But the modulus of V, as we are finding, is speed, velocity. So 4√7 kilometer per hour.
Absolutely. Students, यहाँ पे ध्यान दो. Please listen carefully, students. अगर तुम देखोगे students, तो तुम्हें पूछा क्या गया है, मुझे बताओ velocity of the man, so when the man is walking with 8 kilometers per hour, the rain is dropping vertical downward, students. Agreed? So now in this case, what exactly is given to you? Students, the velocity of the rain with respect to man is given to you, students. ये तुम्हें दिया है 8 kilometers per hour when he is walking it. So what exactly the velocity of rain with respect to man? 8 kilometers per hour. And students, तुम्हें vertical velocity is actually known to you in that case. तुम्हें क्या दिया है? The velocity of man when he runs with 12 kilometers per hour, the rain is inclined at an angle of 30. So students, can I resolve this into two components? Yes. अगर ये तुम्हारा 30 हो गया students, तो can I say this is also 30? Agreed? So यहाँ पे if I happen to consider students, what exactly your tan of 30 will be equal to? What exactly tan of 30 will be? The tan of 30 will be equal to what? Opposite upon adjacent we can consider. Agreed? So opposite side will be equal to how much, sir? Opposite side will be tan of 30 into what? Adjacent, what exactly is given to you? It's 12. Was given to you that the velocity of the man with respect to the ground is given to you as 12. How much is tan of 30, students? Tan of 30 का value कितना होता है? My students? So it's 1 by root 3. So 12 by root 3. इसको अगर मैं rationalize करूँ students, so what exactly my answer will be? 4 root 3. And students, एक component what is trying to say, it's 4 root 3. The other one which is speaking about the velocity we consider in this case, the man which is running we consider is how much? 8 we consider, students. That means 1 is 8. And ये तुम्हारा 4 root 3 है और ये 8 है, students, vertical. Can you find out the resultant? Yes. तो under root क्या होगा? 4 root 3 the whole square plus 8 the whole square. Students, 4 root 3 the whole square में कितना हुआ? 16 3 are 48 plus 8 square is 64. 60 plus 40 is 100. तो ये 112 हो गया. 60 and 40 is 100. 112. And students, if you find out the square root of 112, students, you'll be getting the answer as 4 root 7. 16 sevens are 7 6 are 42. 7 1 is 7 and 4 11. 112. Students, ये पता चला how to go about. ये जो तुम्हारा vertical velocity वो 8 kilometers per hour जो मैंने ये लिया. This the body was falling down, students, with 12 we consider is in the second case. But now if I happen to go for its component in this case, or if I happen to stand 30, I got the answer of 4 root 3. That's a horizontal. So तुम्हें horizontal 4 root 3, vertical in the previous case is 8. तो तुम्हें resultant पूछा गया है, and that is equal to how much? 4 root 7 kilometers per hour. Students, is this clear to all of you all?
Yes, sir.
The next one. Let's just solve this. Integration of cosec square x upon 1 plus cot x into dx. Shall I give you the options?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Options A, B, C, D, students. Okay, it's minus ln. So 1 plus tan x plus c. Okay, it is ln 1 plus cot x plus c. It is minus ln 1 plus cot x plus c. It is ln 1 plus tan x plus c. Two students, one positive, one negative. Integration of cosec square x upon 1 plus cot x into dx. Yes, anybody?
Sir, option C.
Absolutely correct. Yes, anybody else? Smith, क्या किया तूने? Substitution?
Yes, sir.
Okay. और substitution में तूने किसको substitute किया? 1 plus cot x?
हाँ सर, 1 plus cot x को substitute किया.
1 plus cot x को अगर du ले लिया तो कहने से what is du by dx? What is differentiating 1 plus cot x?
So minus cos x square into dx upon minus 1.
Okay, minus cos x square x, students. So du by dx will be minus cos x square x. Now can I resubstitute it back over here? Yes. You know, तुम्हारा ये जो integration है, integration of cos x square x, are you getting it? Can be written in terms of what? Then you can write it in terms of minus du by dx we consider, and what is 1 plus cot x is u. Students, ये जो cos x square है, उसको कैसे लिखोगे तुम? Minus du by dx, agreed, into dx upon what? What is 1 plus cot x? U. ये cancel हो गया तो कहने से integration of minus du by u. So what is minus integration of minus du by u? Negative sign बाहर आ गया. Integration of du by u. What is integration of du by u? ln u plus constant of integration minus ln. What is u? 1 plus cot x plus constant of integration. Answer is this. Students, is it clear? मैंने क्या किया स्टूडेंट्स, ध्यान से सुनो. इसको मैंने डिफरेंशिएट किया dy by dx 1 plus cot x is minus. फिर मैंने क्या किया? I have just simply substituted students. cos x square x को du by dx ले लिया, minus du by dx, और dx ऑलरेडी है, और ये 1 plus cot x को मैंने u ले लिया स्टूडेंट्स. So this will get cancelled. Minus n बार आ गया. Integration of du by du is ln u. Students, is that clear to all of you all? Students?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we wind up today over here itself only. Next lecture will continue with system of particles. But students, for tomorrow's exam, see to that you start working still better. अगर हो सके तो उसके पहले कहाँ से एक पेपर सॉल्व करो students. And please, जैसे जैसे number of chapters बढ़ते हैं ना students, marks कम होते जाते हैं. That is very very true. लेकिन एक ध्यान में रखना, फिजिक्स के अंदर ही तुम्हारा डिसाइडर फिजिक्स ही है, whether engineering or medical. लेकिन अगर जो स्टूडेंट कंसिस्टेंट रहता है फिजिक्स के अंदर, दैट पर्सन विल रियली स्कोर बेटर एट द एंड ऑफ इट. So what are the number of chapters increases students? You can't drop down in your marks. You should not drop down in your performance. So be very careful in selecting questions. Read your questions very carefully. Okay? So all the best. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.